So today's speakers are Saša Davidović and Bartlomiej Idzikowski. I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong.
It's perfect.
They will be talking about the subject eduMEET, about video conferencing tool by community for community, EDU. So I will give the word to them so they can continue.
Okay. Hi everybody. You brave one after the lunch. It's quite hard to come back to the presentations. I hope that we'll make some interesting presentation here, and I will find some interesting stuff, and maybe at the end join the project. Who knows? And let's make something different. Let's start with the demo, not at the end, on the beginning. Okay. If you want, you can freely join to the video conference. This is the link. It is one instance I set up in our network point of presence in Rijeka, in Carnet network. So you can freely use your mobile phone, just a browser, nothing to install, nothing to add, no special application. Okay. So you will get something like this. Let's this one. Okay, can you hear me? Let me do it. So this is the start screen. Okay, after the page is loaded, and if you join, this is it. I will ask my colleague Bartek to join also.
Okay,
and
just
I will
join.
switch off the mics to not make any other noise. Yeah, so. It's simple as it is. It's not resource hungry. It is completely open source, like we will see afterwards. And it has everything what some decent video conferencing tool should have. So there is a chat, so you can chat something. Oh, we have also. It will show the participants list with raised hand, and you can mute some participants if they are making noises or something like that. You can even make it louder or less if the user is too loud or too silent. Or you can just spotlight is to make it in focus. Also, okay, so new messages. Also, you can share the files, or I will not share it anything now. Or just after you can save the chat if you need it, and something like that. Okay. Of course, there is lots of stuff you can configure here, including video or audio settings. You can choose your camera and okay, it's resolutions, or even the type which you want to save it. For audio settings, also some standard and advanced options, like there is just a second, where it is.
The hi-fi audio.
Hi-fi audio
is upper a little bit.
No, this one, just a second. It's up?
Yeah, higher. Yeah, conference audio is here,
okay.
and you can use this preset with hi-fi.
You can use the hi-fi streaming, so get extremely quality of the audio. We had the reports that some of the musicians like to use these options because give them opportunity to jam together if there is not too much latency in between if they are not too distant geographically.
Yeah, it's also about the quality of the audio. So even the Zoom hi-fi mode is something that is not a competition for this. And this is not our opinion. This is the opinion of musicians that were using that.
Yeah. Also for debugging, there is advanced mode, so you can get some. It's not seen very well, but you can have some statistics here and see if there is some issue with your or the incoming videos. Okay, you can discover everything by yourself. This is a running instance which I'm using for the testing of the new versions, and but it's always operational. Of course, you can lock room, so anybody else who wants to join will go to the lobby.
Okay, I am going to the lobby.
So I, as the first participant inside, can show the lobby and add him. So, and of course, you can choose many languages. They are all contributed to the GitHub page. So, and any new languages added to the code. That's the main. Of course, login is also supported, and since I'm in current network, I can choose the national AAA. So it will translate me directly to the national authentication identity provider. I'll skip that now.
And there are also some other functional features that you can see. For example, using these so many is local recording, and there is a unique thing in the local recording. In general, in recording, the cloud recording is going to be added soonish. There is a interesting feature with local recording, because as usual video conferencing, web conferencing solutions are doing, if you don't consent the recording, then you don't agree, you cannot just be a part of that conference and you are being kicked off. And in our case, if you will not want to be recorded, that you will not be recorded. That's it. You can still be at the video conference, but your streams, both audio stream and video streams, they will just not be part of recording. And that's how we wanted to make it possible also for people that for some reasons don't want to be at the final recording. Also another video input, not only one, you can add more, which can be used also for remote tests, like the student got 2 or 3 cameras, so the lecturers can just check whether it's everything fair without cheating or something.
Yeah, of course. Of course, there is a screen share. You can screen entire screens or entire desktop or just one window. It's here, so it will appear as a new stream, which can be. Oh no, I'm streaming. You can full screen it, and you can detach from the window and put it separate.
Yeah, exactly. So I can do 2 things. I can make it full screen, and the second thing is that I can push it into another window, and then, for example, use it for broadcasting. And we are quite often doing these things using some later on external streaming engines. For example, with OBS, we are taking both windows, and then we have the source for professional broadcasting systems. So this is something that we are doing quite regularly. What more do we have in here?
Yeah,
of course, we have film strip and
one of the advanced options is, and some users find it quite interesting and useful. It's audio analyzer. So if I switch on my mic, I will get, where's Mike?
Yeah.
Okay. And that was one option which originally worked just under the Chrome, but now it's working in the Chrome and Firefox.
And taking into consideration the things that are currently working for Chromium-based browsers, that is the screen sharing or tab sharing, including audio. So for Chromium-based browsers, you are able to share not only the video, but also audio. For other browsers, it will come also soon, but for now, it's just for Chromium-based browsers. So yeah. Chrome, Edge, and Opera. Okay. Anything? Film strip and
film strip. Yes, of course. Now it's quite enough of the users, so we can change the desktop layout. Of course, you can choose how many participants there is visible on the screen. By default we limit it to the 5, but this is the option which you set up during running your own instance. So this is just one default number which we find quite useful, and most users will use it just like that. But you can increase this or decrease if you don't want to. If it depends how strong your server is.
Yeah,
so you can control this tab and appearance. Yeah.
And here for that last N, it's also important to mention that this is 4 or 5 or whatever you will set up last active participant. So if someone is quiet, then he will be out of the spot, but later he will come back once he will start to communicate. So it's the so-called last N number.
Okay, and so film strip. Just a different layout when you have the main. Now it's yours because I think you have the microphone.
Mine is muted.
It's muted. Okay, let's try then. 1, 2, 3, and it should switch. Okay. But okay, you will see. You see.
Okay, but yeah, but okay. There's all of these participants.
Because I'm initiating film strip mode, and I see the next person who last spoke. So it's not me; it's the person who last spoke. That's the main nice feature. Okay, so somebody talked. Let's go back to. We can go back here if there will be time. So, or I invite you all to just use it and play it with this. You can freely make a video call, just send to your friend the link. Link is just this, like so.
So after last slash, it's the room name.
So after this is what you decide that room will be called. If you don't use this, it will generate some random 5-6 letter numbers which you can freely share. So.
And that's it. You need to get this address and to share it with your friends, with your coworkers, with your family, whatever you need to. So, now the boring part.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, just joking. It will be also interesting. So, what we just showed is eduMEET. And eduMEET is a web conferencing system that is designed and created by our community for our community. By our community, I mean NRN's, edu, and art communities. So this is something that is created for internal use, but still it's open source, the most open source possible, because it's MIT, so anyone can do whatever he needs to do it. eduMEET was, and still is, developed within GÉANT project. And what is GÉANT? Actually, GÉANT, there are these terms is about three different things. First of all, the GÉANT is the non-profit organizations located in Amsterdam, the Netherlands. And these organizations is the leader of GÉANT project, that is a European founded project. So that's the second term, GÉANT, and the third is also the network. So the GÉANT network is a pan-European network that is interconnecting European NRNs. So the national networks are participating in creation of pan-European network, and these three things, so non-profit organization, project, yeah, quite old and with the future for next years at least, and third thing is about the network. So eduMEET is developed within this project and is one of many tasks. So the GÉANT project consists of a really big number of different tasks, but eduMEET is something probably most important for us. Why? That's a good question. Why did we decided to go for the new video conferencing, web conferencing platform? We started to analyze what is on the market, what we can use, what could be a good and safe alternative to making something by our own. And there were several aspects why we decided. The first one was security and trust. Everything that is inside eduMEET is totally private and totally secure. Nothing is being sent out anywhere, nothing is stored, nothing is being sold to external providers or to the market. So we have no traffic and no tracking and no spying engines, definitely. And we are also keeping the audio-video traffic inside the network as long as possible, of course. So we are using our network, GÉANT network, as long as the client is not for the last mile. It's not, for example, in the mobile provider. We wanted to use open standards and keep it open source, and so we did. We wanted to provide something for schools, NRNs, universities with possible low cost. So that was another extremely important point for us. And of course, as easy as possible to use for everyone. So just share a link, click, you are there. Browser, just browser, no external applications, no plugins, just browser, that's it.
So we examined what is actually available in the market, and during the pandemic, those four providers they are still the top of the commercial market, but they share the same issue, the same problem. Okay, so Microsoft Teams is mostly used in education community, at least in Croatia, but as far as I know, it's all around Europe in schools. Google Meet is the second one, so it's free choice for the teachers which platform will be used. And then it's Zoom and Cisco WebEx, which is used mostly in a corporation environment. All those three or four have shared the same problem, and I think that next slide will be describing what is actually the issue. So in their privacy statements, they can freely use your data, whatever. So they can use your video and audio stream and do whatever they like. So that's one of the main reasons why we decided to go with our own development of the audio video software, video conferencing software. So I don't have to go in the details for each of the commercial products. Let's say at the start, Microsoft Teams when the first introduced the virtual background or blurred background, all those data, video data, was going back to the Azure cloud, processed there, and back to the user. After that, they decided that they will switch to the edge, to the client, and they are using, all those providers actually are using the same stuff, so there are TensorFlow and OpenCV inside the WebAssembly, so as a client, everything is processed now there. But you can never be sure where your data is going or where it's stored.
Yeah, potentially tap into the videos for purposes like training facial recognition systems. Yeah.
Well, I think that is scary enough.
No privacy at all.
So it became eduMEET. We call it that. It's official trademark. And everything what was described on the slide before, we tried to accomplish here. So it is WebRTC based video conferencing tool. It is development by NREN, so National Research and Education Network, like GÉANT is part of these NREN communities. It is targeted audiences, schools, universities, R&D institutions, and everybody who doesn't have enough money to pay some licenses or doesn't want to pay some licenses. And like my colleague said, it is part of the GÉANT project. And we're trying to make a point in security, trust, and simplicity. I think that, at least for now, we accomplished that one. Okay, go further. Under the hood, we'll go a little bit speed up. It is using also the open source project. It's called MediaSoup. It is the audio-video router, which is using the selective forwarding unit. So no data, no audio-video streams are encoded, decoded there. It is just routing to the end user. It is developed under the Node.js, and it's server and client application together, packed together. It's still mostly JavaScript code, but with containing some TypeScript code. Okay. Everything is hosted on GitHub, so it is available. You can freely use it, examine it, try to install it by yourself, or just to test and report back what you find. Okay. Of course, we already showed the main bells and whistles, so we don't have to go over there. There is one more thing which we didn't mention, that we tested it up to 4K video stream. And
higher resolutions are coming soon, like 8K. And which is also probably worth of mentioning is that we started collaboration with Moodle. So we do have the plugin, Moodle plugin, so it can be used like a brick for the teaching systems. Already now we are planning to make this closer. There is an interest from Moodle. We have a direct discussion with them. So LTI is also something that we are focusing on, just to not to make the eduMEET like a separated island, but just to make integration in easy and fast way with other systems like Moodle.
The main point is that this actually software as a service, which intention is to be self-hosted. It can run as a standalone instance, started from terminal. On you can use it in some orchestrated environment like Kubernetes or K3S from Rancher or something else, which will come. Source code and Debian package is available to download from the GitHub. Docker's version is hosted on Docker Hub. And there is also a separate repository with Ansible playbook scripts or automatic installation of 1, 2, 3, 10,000 instances if you want.
Of course. So the good example here is the Albanian NRN, Rush, who installed for all universities in Albania. They installed eduMEET instances just by one click with Ansible scripts. Yeah.
The main part is that it should be, it's recommended to go through the stand-turn infrastructure to resolve the problems if your client is behind the firewall, packet filter, or just nutted. There is also the open source Stone project called Cotter, also available on the GitHub. And this exactly version is used to build eduTurn. It is also part of the GÉANT, one of the GÉANT project. It's a mesh of the Turn services deployed as is on this map. And the main part is that your client will always be connected to the nearest instance, so to resolve some delays or jittering. Also, there is monitoring supported through the Prometheus export, so you can really connect it after that to the, I don't know, Grafana or something like that, whichever it's using.
Yeah, and so why the Stone service is important here? Something about 30% of all video conferencing in general, video conferencing attempts fails because of, as Sasha mentioned, because of firewalls, packet filtering and NAT problems. And it's not only about that it doesn't work with firewalls, it's about configuration of these firewalls. So to overcome these systems, we are able to use relays just to push the traffic into relays. Of course, it generates a little bit delay, but it's better to have a little bit more delayed audio video stream than not have it at all.
And for the future development, which is actually something is happening even now, and something will come, and just experimenting. That's switching from JavaScript to only to the TypeScript. Server and client component will be split into separate repositories, so you can work in the separate pace, and experimenting with some nice features. But main things that from the January next year, it will go towards standalone open source project. So GÉANT will still be part of the funding for the development, but it will be open to any other contributors financially or manpowers or something like that, which is not currently allowed according to the rules under which GÉANT operates.
And the transition process is foreseen not only for 2023 but also for 2024. So in these 2 years, we will make the transition towards fully standalone open project, but with support of the GÉANT project anyway. So there will be a guarantee that continuation will be there.
Okay. And that's it. If you find this interesting enough, we would like to call you to join the community. I hope we will build a larger community to further development this and offer to the open source community some quite nice tool for further using and development.
So all information you will be able to find on eduMEET.org, including the community mailing lists, support mailing lists. So eduMEET.org, please visit for more details. And we are there also to answer your questions and support you with your local instances. What is also important to mention that one of the most important things is that we are listening to our community. So if there is a need for a particular functionality, we are just listening and we are doing that. We can even change the roadmap just to give the functional features that are needed by our community. And 16:9 is one of these good examples that were needed just for broadcasting, and it was done like in 2 weeks or even week.
And that's it. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you.